So the market's in the shitter. Things aren't looking so good right now. Commons are way down. Rares are way down, but kind of coming up. And legendaries are at an all-time low. It's not looking so good. What's your take?
I mean, yeah, you're dead on balls. I mean, it's things are in the shitter right now. But again, we talked about this last week. We'll say it again. It kind of bottomed out a couple of days ago, and then they announced burning rares, so it's like started to come back up a little bit.
Right.
So I don't know, but if you believe in the product, I mean, like, back the truck up and load up. I mean, if it goes up, you're gonna look back and be like, why didn't I load the truck back? I mean, this is the middle of the season, so I mean,
what the hell's going on?
Half of me says we're idiots because if this thing can't do well in the middle of a football season, then we're screwed. But
right.
The other half of me says I've been watching the numbers or whatever, and we don't have the numbers yet. So, right. So I mean, I guess you saw tonight during the Thursday night game, they did an ad, right? They're trying to bring new users in, so
they're trying.
I feel like they're listening, right? They're listening
Yes.
to what the people are saying. I think we're saying it, other people are saying it.
Right.
But obviously, there needs to be more users brought into the platform. So I'm hoping that the free pack thing does well or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how hot people are going to be on NFTs right now. It's just
got it.
Kind of one of those things.
So I just saw a news article that came out about Microsoft, Apple, Meta, all these major tech companies are starting to lay people off. There's kind of a potential recession looming. We don't really know what's what. Nobody's going to guess on here. We're not economists, but I guess the idea is that I feel like people are starting to sense that that's happening. But what I see right now is I look at the NFT market, the all-day market, and I see commons that are so low from the first series that I cannot help myself. It's like that old song, I don't want to be a freak, but I can't help myself. It's like I see Joe Burrow at $23. I'm seeing Trevor Lawrence at like $13. I'm seeing Zach Wilson. I'm seeing all these major players, and these things shot the moon when things were really good. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go back to that, but here's the thing. I look at it like this. Either it ain't never coming back or I'm going to do all right, because there's just too many of these comments that are going down, down. I hope it keeps going down. Come on down. Come on fucking down, because I want to buy some more. I hope it keeps falling down. I hope people keep bailing on the product, because I feel like it's eventually going to come back. Maybe it doesn't, and I look like a fool and I say, whoops, later. But I feel strongly that it's just like, I kind of hope it keeps falling, because it's just like, I can't get enough fast enough. There's just like, this is the time, guys, gals, whoever, if you want to accumulate, if you want to complete sets, if you want to get all the commons, my goodness, is it the time. I mean, like, you can load up. These people are dumping them. Great. Go ahead and dump them. I mean, it's like, if you're willing to dump in week 6 of the season, I hate to say it, but fuck them. I don't care. It's like they never were going to stay anyway. If you're willing to jump ship in week 6, week 7, you weren't going to stick around anyway. So be gone.
Yeah, we talked about how to get the challenges done. Having all the commons was key, and it's so cheap now. We're back. We're not at $4 commons again, but we're at $5 commons now. I mean, it was like 7 or 8 before, and now we're down to 5. So and that's what. Look with how much has been burned. I mean, like, personally, I've just been watching some of the big dogs, some of the whales have been getting rid of some of there was guys out there who had 30 Patrick Mahomes debuts, and now they're dropping down to that 10-15 range. So some of the big dogs are unloading product, and it's shifting the market down. So it is what it is, but at the same time, it's I don't know. The way I look at this is worst case, if this will show our age, but back in the 80s. There was this USFL football card set. There was 2, the 84 and the 85 USFL football card sets. And everybody just thought they were garbage. But, and there was Reggie White was in there. Flutie was in there. Some Jim Kelly was in there. Yeah. Some good football players were in there. But those sets were like worthless. I remember when I was a kid, I bought them for $10 and $12 for an entire set. And then, like years later, they're worth like hundreds, right? And so this is what this could like. So even if this thing does collapse and is like the USFL of sports collectibles,
right,
it could be worth something 10, 20 years down the line. So
right.
I just feel like I gotta just like, I don't know. I just, the same companies you're talking about, they're all looking at like getting into like Web3 and the NFTs. I mean, this is the future. It's just, maybe we haven't quite hit it on the head yet in execution. Right. Like, I don't think we're quite there yet where everybody just gets it. But I keep seeing companies saying, oh, we're going to do this on the blockchain. Oh, we're going to do this. And it's like, it just feels inevitable. So it's like, it may not be the quick hit profit that people wanted. Like people are looking to like kind of do like a second shot, a top shot here and just like,
sure.
Put money in. It's not this isn't like, people are looking at like a casino, like put money in,
right?
Money, wheel spins, money out, and I'm out of here. And this is more of a long-term play, I think. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at it now.
Right. I look at this as like this is a golden opportunity. I feel like we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be making these videos. So hey, here's the thing. If it all goes to shit, we're still making the videos. We're still going. So if everybody wants to abandon ship, we're pressing on.
That's right. So, we'll be here when there's $10 legendaries. We'll be right here buying them.
We'll be here scooping them all up.
Hey,
talking about the best.
In for a penny, in for a pound. If it goes to hell, I will buy.
Yes,
yeah, I'm in. I'll complete the set. So
exactly, yes. If they've got legendaries for $10, I'm buying a boatload of them, and I don't care. I mean, here's the thing:
you and a bunch of other people. I don't think we'll get that low, but
I don't think it will either. But I mean, here's my thought, and maybe there's somebody that can educate me on this. I don't know if the NFL is just going to allow like any old company just to like create NFTs. If they're just going to be like, yeah, you go ahead. I think there's kind of maybe more checks and balances. They don't let so many companies they don't make a million companies make football cards. Maybe if they have the finances to do it, I guess maybe they would. But I would say the way things are right now, nobody's going to be looking to start something. So I look at like there's some type of security that NFLAllDay has, and I feel like they're kind of like the one moving forward. So, I mean, I don't see a competitor sneaking in and knocking them down. So it's just like this is it.
Yeah, and even if there is a competitor, and let's say NFL does approve a second company tomorrow, there won't be another Micah Parsons debut moment, like rookie debut, right? Like. Right. Micah Parsons will not be a rookie for that new product. So there are going to be moments that exist here, no matter what happens in the future, that will only exist here. Like just,
correct.
Like the Trevor Lawrence, like all these, these guys, they're only going to exist in this one place. So
sure. Now they could go back and try and recreate it. I mean, they could have a debut of them like in their second.
They could have a debut, but it's not the same. When it minted, right? Right. That the moment minted its rookie year, it's just not, and like if they try to do that, people are going to call bullshit. Like they know a cash grab when they see it. And if someone tries to like go back and be like, hey, here's his rookie, it's like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, like, better. He knows better. Yeah. I know better. Our listeners know better. It's like everybody knows better. So,
right. So, yeah. So we're here for it. We're all about it.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is the fact that, and I don't know a ton of detail on this, but I did see a tweet that you can now take your all-day NFTs and you can move them to an outside wallet.
That's
you don't have to keep them on the Flow network anymore, and you can move them off.
Yeah. I think I sent you that tweet, in fact.
I think you did, and I think that is the start of something great right there. Because you technically own these. Like you can pull them, put them in your wallet, they're yours. Mm-hmm. So
it's a big step because you can take them and sell them other places, other marketplaces, other I mean, you can stake them for like other, you could stake them, you could use them as collateral. So there's a whole bunch of things you could do now that opens up. So it also just adds transparency to the system in the sense that like it's, when you can, like you said, when I can pull off my Sean Alexander legendary and put him in cold storage, and it's mine no matter what, then, it adds a layer of just like kind of security in the sense of, there's not just a centralized place where this could all go to hell.
Correct. So I love that aspect. I think that is one of the big things that's going underneath the radar. I would have thought that would have bumped the market. But it felt like it flew under the radar.
It does, because I think a lot of collectors aren't maybe, like this is like it's like crypto light. You know what I mean?
It's a cash
This isn't hardcore crypto. Yeah, it is. And I also don't think that I think there are some hardcore crypto people in this market, but not like in the NFT. Like there's in some of the other markets, I think that's what people like about NFT markets is that it's not like crypto is like, it's almost like stocks. And this is something that's a little bit more entertaining. That's what I think what people like about NFTs over just like, coins and tokens and things like that. So, I don't want to I'm not trying to insult anybody and say that, because I know that you and I are both big into crypto and we are, fans of that. And, but I don't know if that represents every user of All Day, Top Shot, things like that. I think, I think there's a lot of sports memorabilia, sports card collectors, things like that, that are into this that maybe aren't as much into crypto.
Okay. Well, that kind of, I guess, leads me to my next thing. And that would be, just before we started here, you had kind of mentioned that, the amount of accounts that you noticed that All Day had in September versus October is actually decreased by 200.
It did. Yeah, so accounts, non-zeroed accounts, so non-zero value accounts has gone
your
down.
Source being
evaluate.market.
Okay.
So evaluate.market just surveys all accounts, so you can just kind of see, again, it's rough numbers, but I think the point is you're just not seeing growth, right? Like that's what we want to see. What I want to see is the dream is that, if I'm looking right now and I want to say in that 80 kind of 80 to 85,000 account range, that has some value in it. Like in a year or in 6 months, you want to see it that should be a 6-digit number, in 6 to 12 months. Like that would be fantastic if you could see that kind of growth. And we're just not seeing it right now. We're seeing shrinkage, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it wasn't a good thing for Costanza, so I can't imagine it's a good thing for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd like to pitch an idea, and I tweeted about this earlier today, but I'd just like to go ahead and pitch it on here, and that is I think they need to do a referral program. I think that guys like us, anybody who's in the product, you get new accounts that are verified accounts. Like, you have to go through I don't remember what the company was called, but you go in there, like somebody who actually verifies their account. They do that. I feel like you give them some dapper bucks or whatever. And so I feel like there should be if you get a referral, it's worth X to the company. And I feel like that way it's like, that gets us out there talking about it. It gives us reason to get out there and talk about it because we can get rewarded instead of relying on just themselves to get the word out. And I think the way to get the word out is through the user base. It's never to get it out just through the company and advertising. You want us talking about it. So incentivize us to get out there and talk about it because we probably want to talk about it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. Like offering reward packs for anybody who, and again, I think you're onto something, which is not just anybody who opens an account, but if you go through the KYC and you, complete that and you're like a legit user and you deposit some money in, I think, that's what you'd be looking for at that level. And then if that happened, maybe there's you get a pack or you get some points or, there's another leaderboard they could do, right? Every referral is worth whatever. Every dollar that your referrals spend is worth something or who knows. And you get
cash it in for yards.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
and create a separate challenge for that or whatever and get people just out there pushing the product because there are so many NFL fans. It's just, again, we had Rowdy on here and we've had some other friends that we've talked to and, this is not the easiest product to use, right? Like setting it up is not just super intuitive. It takes some technical know-how and I think it intimidates a lot of people. And so again, if you're doing those referrals, it's like rather than like, relying on and again, it's like Discord. Like, how many people outside of crypto in those spaces understand Discord? Like, Discord's like a gamer platform. It's like it's a very limited like platform in the sense of like who it appeals to. Like, there's a lot of people out there that don't even know what Discord is, and it's like the lifeblood of some of this stuff. So just having like people incentivized, like, think of how much easier it would be to learn about the space if I knew that someone was going to like kind of take me under their wing and be like, hey, here's Discord, here's how you install this, here's where you go for that, here's how you deposit money, like walk you through all those things and like make you feel like, oh, okay, like this is not so hard, I can do this, and that's what's missing right now is like a lot of that. I think it's overwhelming for folks. Right.
And I do feel like they got to simplify the process a little bit, and that'll come in time. And I understand that. But the one thing I kind of noticed with Discord is that Discord to me fits like an age bracket that doesn't seem like the target demographic for this product. The target demographic for this product seems to be like, to me, like somewhere between 25 and 40. That seems to be the target demographic for this product. But again, for Discord, I feel like that's more of like a 15 to maybe 30, somewhere in there. It feels like there's like a layover.
There's a good overlay. I mean, I think that, like, again, Discord, I think it started off as like is strictly as a gamer communication platform. But I think over the last maybe 24 months, it's really like it's like any NFT project that is online or any crypto project that is online. It's like, if you don't have a Discord, it's pretty rare that you're gonna, like most of them have a Discord. There's a few exceptions of like projects that don't have a Discord, and that's like kind of like their gimmick or their shtick or whatever. But most projects, like 90+% have a Discord. So I think that we're seeing like, it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, you're right. It probably did have that demographic at first, but it's expanded, I think, to really accommodate. I would really love to see like Discord, how much traffic that they get now based on, like NFT projects and crypto versus the gaming platforms, and if how much that's changed for them.
Well, I'm just pulling up some stats here on Discord. As of May 2022, users between the age of 25 to 34 accounted for the biggest share of Discord users worldwide, making up 42% of the platform's audience. Younger users between 16 to 24 made up 22% of that.
Yeah.
So again,
that doesn't, those numbers sound right. Like, that doesn't surprise me. I think 25 to 34 is like the sweet spot of Discord.
So who is the target demographic for this project?
I would say it's probably 25 to 34 right now. Like, I know we're not we're not that demographic.
And I feel like a lot of the people that are responding to our messages, I feel like some of these people on Twitter, I mean, like, I think there's a huge group that's younger, but I do feel like there's a large group that's not. I mean,
I agree.
A lot of
but again, of these people, look at what your stats are. When you add those two numbers up, that's all Discord users. So, and again, I don't think, I don't think every all day, like, Discord is one of those things where it's like, I mean, you really have to use it for this product for the challenges and things. So it's like almost like you have no choice. But again, it's like, I think that this product appeals to all ages, but I would bet you a good chunk of these accounts belong to people between the ages of 25 and 34. Like, probably 42%. I would venture to say
they match
42% of the value. I know we can't, but I bet if you were to look at all day accounts, I would bet that 42% probably falls between 25. I mean, probably more like 25 and 40. But I know there's plenty of like 40 plus, users and people who are, enjoying this product and such.
Sure.
I guess I may know a couple personally, but
I guess what I'm trying to say is that they're trying to get more money in, and you can argue over which demographic has the most disposable income based on having a family, not having a family, this, that, and the other, whatever. My point being is that I just feel like there's like a missing link between the Discord users and the other. It's just like, it doesn't seem simple enough. It feels like it's too hard just to explain to somebody my age how to get in there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first signed up, I didn't find it easy. I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, like, do you want my right arm while you're at it too? I mean, I remember feeling that way.
Yeah. Between the KYC, between figuring out Discord, between figuring out how to fund a wallet, there's a lot. I mean, that you're right. And that is some of the challenge. Crypto. Yeah, I know.
And it's like, I understand crypto. I mean, shit, hell, I mined crypto. I mean, like, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of it, but I still found it complicated to some degree. It just felt like there was a lot of steps.
Yeah.
And it was
there are a lot of steps. It's just, so I think what you're hitting on is like that it's disjointed, right? It's like everything's disparate. So it's like Discord is like it's not integrated. Like it's not like a singular NFL all-day product where everything ties in very nicely. It's like, go over here for the Discord. Go over here for this network to get your wallet. Come over here to get the, like that kind of thing. And so I think that like what you're speaking about is like that feeling of, it's not just like, I'm trying to think of like a good example. I guess, like, let's just take traditional trading cards, right? I go to the store, I buy my cards, I come home, I open my cards, there they are. Like, it's very simple because, like, I don't have to go set up payment. I've got a credit card already. Like, all of those things are already set up. And it's like, it's like, if I want to sell them and buy them or whatever, then there's like eBay or whatever. Like, everything's there's already like these established things, where this is a bit more new and it's like still kind of experimental. And so it's, but it only seems more complex because it's so unfamiliar. I feel like as these younger generations, like we've talked about this with like your whole kids discussion, but it's like, it's like the 15 through 24 crowd moves through and, becomes more interested in football. Like, that's going to happen. But again, anything they can do to make this product easier, like if you could just open up your phone and, download an app and look at moments and buy them and then have them on your phone, and that's it. Like, think of how that would then, then you could get kids in. Then you could get, that's adults.
That's got to be in the works. I'm sure behind the scenes.
It is in the works, but it's just, it takes time and funding and money. I guarantee you they know that would sell their product a million times better. I mean, imagine if you could just open up an app and just like, boom, open a pack and it just straight up opens, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I could easily design that experience. That happens to be what I do for a living, but I could easily design that user experience where it would be so much more fluid and like seamless. But but there's a lot of new technology that's just not even. I don't know how realistic some of that, the technical side of that is.
Sure, I gotta imagine with like the funding that they're getting from this. I mean, like they're essentially selling, they're NFTs. It's not like there's any like production to it. So I mean, there's obviously like there's costs involved, but and I know the NFL takes a huge chunk of it too, but what I'm saying is that there's got to be enough overhead in this product that they can hire numerous people to take care of some of this. And I don't know if it's just slow going or if it's just they're testing it out. But
the technology is young too. I mean, dude, I feel like in 20 years, when we look at a product like this, you're going to put on, well, maybe. But if we're still around and still making these damn videos, no, like you're going to put on a VR headset, you're going to, of some sort, you're going to walk into this virtual trading place and you're going to be able to pull out your book or whatever, you're going to be able to just like throw up your collection of NFTs and show them off to all the other collectors in that virtual room. And they're going to like go, oh, hey, they can interact with them and all that. And no one can take them, but they can look at them and they can see which cool ones you have. And then you can decide, hey, I'm going to trade you this, or I'm going to sell you this, and it's going to happen in this virtual real estate area. And then you're going to like, close down, and then you're going to walk over and, spend your money over at the virtual titty bar or whatever you do. And like all that's going to happen in this like kind of AR, VR world. And then you're going to, shut that down and go back to real life. Like, I think that, it's like, I don't want to get too Ready Player One, but I think, we're just like in like kind of these basic, like you think about like computers, right? Like computers, like back in the 60s, they took up entire, floors of an office building. And now, that computing power fits into a phone. And so it's like, again, it's just, it takes time for these things to happen, but it's like, we're in like the primitive stages of where things like this could really be. It's like, who knows? I mean, in the future, it may be, you may throw down one of these moments in a virtual world, and then the play, you just like this, the play happens like you're on the field watching the play happen right in front of you, like,
right.
So who knows? Like it's I'm sure it's going to get a lot more crazy as time moves forward here.
Right. We'll probably have the old school ones. Those will be like the 2D ones where they'll be
exactly. They'll be like, you only got your stuff in 4K? Oh, dude. Yeah.
Let's talk about the CD Lamb crafting challenge and how that went for everybody.
Man, what a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, everything went down, but the fact that the CD Lamb that you crafted, the fact that the rare you had to burn to get the card, or not the card, the moment. Sorry, I'm thinking old school. The fact that you had that the moment you had to burn to get the new moment is going for more money than the new one, and there's more of this left than there are of this one. Yeah. That says it all.
I know.
Like you were ahead to just not participate, sit back, take a dump, walk out there the next day, and just buy one for cheaper. In fact, they were down really low. Like at least someone's come in and bought a few of them and then brought it back up. But they were down in like the 120s. It's back up now, but it was
to 150, 160.
Yeah, but again, you have to put it in respect to the other one, and so it's at 162 now. The other one's at 184. But not too long ago, the Series 1 rare was in like the 170 range, and the other one was going for like 120, 125.
Right.
So they're getting closer, but that Series 2 CD Lamb rare was awfully low.
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say it for the last time. The Series 1 CD Lamb rare is the one you want to have. The crafted one, I mean, that could maybe be like the offshoot rare card that like, a rare moment that is like worth a ton later. That could happen. That could be it. But my thought is that having Series 1, like we said before, is more valuable. So it's just like, I don't know. This feels like kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a bait and switch kind of thing. Anyway.
So the crafted CD Lamb, the lowest it went for, number 291, sold for 120. And then a bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-ish sold for 124, 125. So for now, that was like kind of the bottom of the barrel. And then since then, it's kind of come out of there, started selling for higher, 130, 140, 150, now up to 160. One did sell for 163 yesterday. So no sales today, but sitting at 163. So it's kind of... But again, we've seen that with a lot of the rares, right? They announced the rare burning and, beyond just the crafting, right? They announced it like instead of burning, now it's up to 6 commons for the playbook challenge. So instead of burning 6 commons, you can burn 1 rare. And there were rares that were like $25. It made sense to buy a rare and burn that instead of, and we tweeted about that too. Is like that happened like that. I mean, it was like, I was out there, I was buying a couple of Series 2 $25, $24, $26 rares. And then the next day I went out and I was like, I should maybe get a couple more. And they were $35 all of a sudden. It was like, it jumped drastically. And it was all because of that announcement of the burning the rares. So
what do you, I mean, like, what's your true opinion on that? Like,
so we tweeted out a poll question. I don't know where our results came in at. But basically we asked, I'm looking right now. So we asked basically, where was the rare, like in 2 weeks, where's the rare floor going to be? And so right now it's at $35. And so I said, hey, is it going to be under 30? Is it going to be over 40? Or is it going to be between 30 and 40? And so we got about, we have about 17% said it'll be back under 30 in 2 weeks. 48.3%, so about half, think it's going to be between 30 and 40, where it is right now.
Okay.
And then 34.5 optimistic, thinking it's going to be even higher, possibly over 40.
Nice.
So it looks like there's some optimism out there in the Twitterverse. In 2 weeks, I feel like I feel like probably in the 30 to 40 range still. I think that's going to be where it settles in. That's kind of my vote if I were going to vote on this. What about you?
Well, you know me, I'm optimistic, so I think it's definitely going to go lower.
So you're thinking back under 30?
I do. I think that I think it's going to have like, I mean, I look at this like just any old regular market. I feel like it has ups and it has downs, and they did something to bump it back up, and I feel like it's gonna work for a couple weeks, and then it's just, I mean, what is causing this market to go down? Like, it's not because of our rare challenge. It's not because of like any of these little nuanced things. There's some major thing happening underneath. So whatever's causing that, I don't think it's going to suddenly stop. Like whatever's happening here, I feel like it maybe caused like a temporary rise, but if whatever's happening is really happening, it will go back down. It just, to me, that makes, just sense.
Well,
now, I don't think I could see like in some instances where, like maybe like it's Monday and people need a rare to like finish up the challenge. I think you'll see surges at that time. I think that's where you'll see the surge. But like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after, I think maybe you'll start to like,
Yeah. So interesting point. But I'll say one thing that I've noticed though is that it's not just the basement rares that are going up right now. I've been looking at the Locked In series a little bit. Just there's a few moments in that series that I've been looking to pick up. Okay. And I would say that, and these aren't the moments, these aren't the $30 moments. These are, some of these are like 50, 60, a couple are even in the $90 to $100 plus range right now.
Sure.
And they're going up right now. All of them are up like 10, 15, 25% over the last couple of days. So
should we pull up the rare market and take a look at it?
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let me get that going here really quick. So look, there's some ones that are down, but even some of these ones that are down, overall, you can see some of them are coming back up, things like that.
Right. There's a little bit of a bump, There's
258 rares. So here's 100 rares, and it gets down. So at 100, you can see it's down 2.5%.
Sure.
So, okay, so down 2.5% in the top 100 going negative. Let's go positive now. And I'm just going to go to the bottom here, and it's at 5.4%. So, again, I'm not, like, this is not mathematically valid, but close enough. There's a little bit more positive sentiment in the rare market right now than there is negative sentiment. So, you're at least seeing...
7 day?
Yeah, that's 7 day. I like to go off the 7 day. 24 hours is like a lot, things can kind of bump and drop in 24 hours pretty quick. So, 7 day, a little bit smoother of a number. Not great, but like, you're looking at some of these or whatever. Some of these are interesting. Like here, Andre Roberts the kick return play for the Chargers. Now, are they a primetime game? But we're seeing a lot of interesting people kind of here.
What is Logan Thomas at?
Logan Thomas is actually one of the top ones that's up. He's up to $60 right now, which is...
Hey, I would just like to note for the record that I picked him up for $29 the other day. Nice. In my frenzy
you doubled your money there.
Yeah.
But some interesting ones are up, like AJ Green is up.
I think
Logan Thomas is up. Jarvis Landry's, this isn't his debut, but his rare is up. The Ricky Williams historical. The Dolphins have a primetime game, so that's due to that, I'm guessing.
Are people trying to collect the sets? Like, I feel like...
I think we're seeing... Well, I mean, look, the sets have been... I mean, first of all, it's, there's going to be... like. So here's what I'd say. That over the next 3 weeks, there's going to be some yardage for having one of these sets completed, and people are trying to get that free merch, right? They want that hat, sweatshirt. What is it? Yeah. Hat, sweatshirt, and t-shirt combo. Okay. And so I have a feeling like that. Yes, there's some people out there who are maybe a few away on certain sets and probably picking up, because look, AJ Green is up 31%. And again, he was a lower priced one. He's up to 46 now.
Yeah, he wasn't bottom of the basement though. It was let's see if we can find. I know Hunter Renfrow was.
Let's do this. Let's do a sort really quick, and let's see where the bottom of the basement is right now. All right, so we got a couple $33 moments again, some 34s. So, okay, so the bottom of the basement's, it's 33, 34, 35 seems to be kind of right where the bottom of the basement is setting in now.
Right. Yeah, Mac Hollis, DJ Reed was the one that the Jet one, where that was pretty much the bottom. That was down to
Mac Hollins, DJ Reed, Baker Mayfield. I mean, they're still the bottom. It's just the entire bottom lifted up with the burning because I mean, I'll admit it. I bought a Mac Hollins at 20 whatever, and I won't be shy to burn one of those.
Right.
He's not a bad ball player. Like he's inconsistent, but he's had a couple of good games. Like the kid can ball. It's just like
burning the rares is just like that's only if you need extra yardage. Is there any like you have to burn a rare situation?
For crafting challenges, there's times where you have to burn a rare.
Right. But I mean, as far as like what kind of brought the rares up in value was the fact that you could get an additional 15 yards for it.
Well, okay, so that was part of it. The other part of it was that you can burn a rare instead of 6 commons to get the premium rewards for the challenge.
So you can't exchange a rare for the 6 commons.
Well, like basically to activate, like every week,
you have to unlock them.
To unlock them, you have to burn 5. It's been 5 commons.
Now it's
you
6.
Burn them, they're gone. They bumped it up to 6 now. So you either have to burn 6 commons or you have to burn 1 rare.
Okay, I was unaware that you could burn a rare in place of the 6 commons. I didn't think that was the case.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Okay. So I mean, that maybe helps, I think, somewhat. I mean, yeah. I will be interested to see what happens now.
Yeah, and I'm really curious too in the sense of for the playbook challenges that you have to for people trying to finish in the top, whatever it is, to get the sweatshirt and t-shirt and hat. How many people are going to burn a rare just to get merch?
I hate to be the bad guy here, but I mean, like to get a hat and a shirt and whatever. I mean, are you really going to go out and pick up a bunch of $50 moments to like get a hat and a t-shirt? I mean, like
they're not 50. They're, first of all, if you got them in your playbook pack, in your mind, they're free. Right. Let's say you got yourself a Series 2, I don't know, DJ Reed.
Right.
You're like, I could sell it for $34.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I could get some sweet merchandise.
Right. Right. That's true. So
I don't know.
I mean, another thing they could start doing is start giving out some game tickets to some of these teams that are starting to go down.
Well, they have been. I mean, in the Discord, they've been giving out tickets to some of the games.
Oh, they have. Okay. Yep. I was unaware of that.
Really the Jets game, the Carolina.
Well,
I think the Jets game. Here's what you want to know. I think what happened with the Jets game. I think the Jets NFT legendary. Remember, if they had like 70 whatever it was of them, and you got a and with that you got the free tickets to 3 games. Well, they didn't sell out the legendary, so I'm assuming they still have the tickets for those games. And since the legendaries didn't sell, they were just like, hey, anybody want some Jets tickets? Because we got them. I mean, I'm imagining they had 75 sets of those tickets or whatever it was, 100 or whatever it was to give away, and no one bought them. And no one bought there was 50. So there was 50 of the Ring of Honor.
Can't you still buy them?
Let's see. Well, it looks like they've all finally sold now.
Okay, I was going to say, now that the Jets are actually doing well, I would think they would have sold.
No, there's a few missing because it says 36 are owned, 7 are for sale. So that's 43. One unavailable. That makes you 44. And if none are burned, there's 6 missing. So you can still get yourself a legendary Jets Ring of Honor NFT probably out there on the store or whatever. And it was so.
All right, let's talk about legendaries.
Okay, let's.
I was a big advocate for not making as many legendaries. Maybe let's pull up the market and kind of see
Sure.
How bad is it getting out there in the legendary market?
It's getting bad in the series too.
I'm starting to think that, some of the, day-to-day guys and gals can start picking up some of these moments, because I feel like they're dropping lower and lower and lower. And
Devonta Smith, 420. Michael Thomas, 424. Darius Slay, 425. The Jags, 450. Here's a series one. Peanut Tillman's 470. Hawkinson, 498.
How low
Terrell
did
Davis,
Slay get?
500.
Did Slay get to 350 or was it 375? Or maybe it was 395. I don't remember. I saw him in the threes and thought, this is interesting.
380, it looks like he sold for.
380. Okay. So my question for you is, do we see $200 legendaries?
Do you mean 200 to 100 or just in the 200s?
No, I mean in the 200s. I think we do.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say no, but I just, right now, I don't feel like I can, I don't feel like there's like any reason to defend it.
All right. Could we see a burn situation with legendaries? If they get the 200s.
Yes, we could see a burn legendary situation. I could see it happening for like, to create like a really special legendary or something like that,
Right.
But it could happen. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like when you got guys like, well, I don't know. Yeah. We talked about this before, right? Where maybe there's a legendary of a player and something even more special happens, and rather than creating a second legendary, you create like kind of a burn situation to upgrade into that new one, or
sure. And I really don't think that, like, it either have to be like an unbelievable play, or the player has to be really good to have a second legendary. They just, they got to keep this at a minimum, because and I'll say it like I said it before, is that the legendary is like, I'm looking through tweets right now. People, they tweet, I got my first legendary, it's like, they had their first child almost, they're so excited about this legendary, but the lower they go, the less, what are we going to tweet about? Like, I got two legendaries.
I hear you, but at the same time, even if you pull a Darius Slay, it's still $425. That's still, that's still a nice pull. Like if you pull a $425
doing that,
but they're increased. So the whole idea of having more legendaries is so that more people could have the excitement of pulling a legendary. So did they cheapen it? Yes. But did they make it more accessible?
Sure.
Yes. So I can see both sides of this, right? Like this is like the whole kid argument. Like it's like they're making them more accessible, easier to get when the, because like the ultimates, I think it feels like to me like when they made the ultimates, those became kind of what people thought the legendaries might be. Like these ultimates are just like there's only 10 of them, right? So there's like these unachievable, you have to get so lucky to pull it. And then once you do, the big question is, do you sell it or whatever, right? And so those are like kind of those unattainable moments, whereas like the legendaries now, they're getting a lot closer in reach for people, right? Like it's, when these things were like 2, 3, 8 grand, which some of the series 1 legendaries still are. But when you see $400 legendaries, if it's a guy or a team that you like, you might pull the trigger. Like, me personally, I know you're a Jags fan. I'm not even a Jags fan, but seeing a Trayvon Walker, like, hit like his debut moment sitting right here at like 580, that's pretty appetizing. That's a pretty good.
Sure.
That's a pretty good number. And then Aiden Hutchinson, he's a little bit higher.
Defense was kind of useless.
It is useless in the challenges, but if, I like players or certain guys that I like, there's certain people who I would pick up. Especially with a guy like that, it's like, it's just like a Micah Parsons or someone. It's like you get someone who's like a disruptor like that, who's a good ball player, or if, again, for you're a Jags fan, this team moment, if it gets in that $300 range, I don't know, you might just say to yourself, hey, that's my team. I want, there's only 79 of these things. I want one of them. And so you go get it.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I think,
but you look and there's still like, there's still some of these series ones are still pretty healthy in value. Now, granted, the mints are a lot smaller. You see a lot of 29 on these team moments, but Brady's 12 grand, Aaron Rodgers, 8,700.
Brady's
Mahomes,
down to 12 grand.
85.
Wasn't Brady at
What's
like
that?
18 grand at one point?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see right here he's down 24%.
What is
over the
Trey
last...
Lance, the legendary, at? I haven't looked at
hold
that.
on, let's look.
That was at 6 to 10 grand. Remember that?
I do.
That has to be in the shitter.
Here he is, 2,900.
Ouch.
Yeah. But
I mean,
if you're a believer in this kid, I mean, now's your chance.
Yeah. That's still to me, and it was way overpriced to start with, but that was just a mistake waiting.
I mean, I don't have an extra 2,700, but this Kyle Pitts is attractive at that price.
Yeah.
I like him as a player. I mean, he's not on a great team right now. Jalen Waddle, his debut is out here for $2,490. I mean, these are some expensive moments, but those are some moments that are
right. I would think that like trying to get like the 3 bangers, those would be the ones you'd want to pick up right now in the legendary market if you could.
Yeah, I mean, and there's only a few of them. I mean, like Rashad Bateman's all right, but to me, it's like there's a few players like Waddle, Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker. I forgot who the receiver I said before was. Jeez. Who was the other? Oh, Trey Lance would be, I guess, the 4. Oh, Kyle Pitts. That was at the tight end. So Kyle Pitts, Trey Lance. There's 4 or 5 guys right there that, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're quite to where, for me personally, it's like they're not where I can, I'm going to make moves. But those guys start getting down to 3-digit numbers. Just George Pickens is. I mean, Pickens is at 840. He looks like he might be all right. So again, if, some of these players start dropping into like the 3-digit numbers, like those Waddles and those guys.
Absolutely.
I don't know. You might want to think about saving your pennies for a rainy day and, going all in on one of those guys. So
yeah, one of them maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not saying you're going to buy. I mean, hell, you could buy a new car for, you added enough of those guys up there, those 4 or 5. So
yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. It's an interesting time in the market. It's that time where, you feel like, oh my God, do I really want to put more money into this thing just because you see it going down? But again, if you're in this market and you're holding your moments thinking, oh, they're going to come back, I mean, then why aren't you buying? Like if you were believing in it at, whatever, $40, why aren't you a believer at 20?
Right.
So.
Why don't we pull up the commons really quick and just, if you wouldn't mind sorting from highest to lowest. And just, if you wouldn't mind just doing series 1. Not that that's really going to alter it that much, but.
Oh, it will. The series 2 is definitely.
I look at that and I think Tom Brady was sitting somewhere between 3 and 350. There's only one common moment that's over $100.
Yeah.
And then
and we both know that was like
$50.
Chase was over 100. Jefferson was over 100. Allen was over 100. Burrow was over 100.
I don't know if like they weren't consistently over 100, but
no, but those moments have all been over $100 at some point.
The one that if I could have a stamp of approval, I'm saying Joe Burrow. That is the buy of the century right there. That is his debut moment. The guy, he's just good. He's just good.
Yeah,
and the
$28.
fact that his debut is $28. And the other one that's killing me, and I know I'd probably take some shit for saying this, not a huge fan of Russell Wilson, but if you think Russell Wilson's just going to roll over and go away, you're insane. I mean,
I don't, but I think you could better spend your money. I'll take your Joe Burrow, and I'll say that I'd be putting my money in Jamar Chase, $41 for a 3-banger. This is a Joe Burrow debut at 28, but Jamar Chase is like a dominant player. I mean, like this is like a good wide receiver. $41 for a rookie debut moment.
Okay. I'll do you one better. Josh Allen. The Bills are probably going to go to the Super Bowl. Everybody knows there's going to be challenges down the line where you're going to need somebody for like some big Super Bowl challenge. There's your starting quarterback, more than likely, sitting right there as debut for nothing.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
but here's my counterpoint, and this is why I think
you're
is
going to say
like
the
right
lesser
there.
moment.
Yeah, 8,500 for 30, and most people who are buying for challenges are just like,
Then buy that
I'm just
one.
going to buy. That's why you're seeing this price collapse. Like if you're a collector of these items, if you're not in this for I mean, if you're in it for the challenges too, that's fine. But if you're a collector, if you're thinking like long term, like you absolutely have to love this situation right here, because this $30 Josh Allen moment is driving this price down artificially. Like
Right.
Tom Brady shouldn't be 3x Josh Allen, but because Tom Brady only has one common and it's his debut, that's why it's so much. If Josh Allen's debut was his only common moment, this would be a $100 moment, no question. But 8,500 people are getting their fix down here for $30.
Yep.
So it's keeping this price low. So right there, you're absolutely right. Josh Allen is a tremendous buy at this point.
Joe Burrow's the same
thing with Joe Burrow. Yep. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Same thing with Jamar Chase. Same thing with a couple of these other guys. They have multiple common moments, and they are like just crushing it. And why because of the challenge? But why is Andy Dalton in my top 20?
The same price as Joe Burrow. I just want you to know that I unloaded Andy Dalton tonight and cashed in on that one. So
I mean, I think I have an extra Andy Dalton, and I probably should. I mean, $24 is the most that thing will ever be. I sold it for
$25.
Nice, congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, it's up 100. It's up 200%. I mean, look,
and he lost.
And he lost, but he won the challenge. So that's why you can get. I mean, like you can get CeeDee Lamb's debut moment for $1 more than Andy Dalton right now.
Yeah,
or Joe Burrow for a couple bucks more. Yeah,
right,
it's crazy.
And that's why, or
Aaron Donald for less. I know. God, Jesus Christ. I mean.
Yeah.
The best defensive player in the NFL, his debut moment.
I'm telling you right now, everybody's like the rares are kind of coming up right now. The steals are right there.
Yeah.
That right here, this list you're looking at right here, just fucking go in and buy all. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm going.
Yeah, McCaffrey's up nice off of the trade from the Niners. That's you see a little bump there because
he was $14 earlier, so he was up to 23. Now he's back down to 20. But again,
but I'm saying he got a nice little bump there.
Yeah,
he'll come back down.
Yeah,
I mean, Derrick Henry's debut is $18. That thing started off at 40. I mean, just Aaron Rodgers' comment is $18, dude.
I know.
Oh.
What is his? I don't even want to know what his rare is at.
Who cares? It's just like Zach Wilson, $16 for his rookie.
Trevor Lawrence. It's not his debut, but the Trevor Lawrence common from his.
Stephon Diggs, $16 for his debut.
I picked up a
Trevor
Stephon
Lawrence
Diggs
is 16.
Today. Yeah, I can't pick him up fast
Justin
enough.
Fields is done at 15.
How about some of these team moments too, like the Washington team moment? My God, it's like $8.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the Chiefs' debut. It's 13.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one was always like a little bit cheaper, but the Washington, isn't it like a smaller number?
This Chiefs one's a 7,000.
Oh, you're right.
The Washington one's only a 6,000. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. The Chiefs are a quality team. Washington, not so much.
Probably some truth to that. So
here's the Giants at 12. But yeah,
how about
Kyle
Pitts?
That's not his debut. That's not his debut, but it's his only common. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Elijah Mitchell got hurt. There's his rookie, $11. I mean, I remember, I forget what happened, but he's like, there was a moment where he pumped up and he was in like the 80s or 90s.
How about Javonte Williams? I mean, if that will be the classic example I would refer to for years about, it's like when a player's hot, they're hot, but when they get injured, oh man, look the fuck out.
Yeah, same thing with Elijah Mitchell's the same way.
Javonte Williams is what?
$9.
$8. Like, I mean, to me, like, back the truck up and buy, like, he'll come back next season. He's coming back next season.
Well, yeah, but there's other moments of him too, and that's part of the problem.
That's his three-banger.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, again, if you're a believer in this long term, Javonte Williams is I mean, the problem is you don't have enough money to get all the people on here that you should be buying right now. I can say that much.
Right. That's just the whole thing. It's just like you have to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm kind of regretting that you showed me this now because I'm just salivating here, thinking about all the different moments I want to buy right now. And I'm thinking it's going to get expensive fast.
Hang on. I'm taking a mortgage out of my house.
Me too. I'll just take a second.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah. Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, and what I keep seeing is these keep dropping. Let them keep dropping. It's like, I almost don't want to buy too many because it's like, I want them to keep falling. It's like, just keep falling.
Dollar cost average. So just set, I mean, like the smartest way to buy, because look, there is nobody out there who knows what this market's going to do. The best thing to do is to just say, I'm going to set aside, $20 a week, $50 a week, $100 a month, whatever you can, whatever money you can afford to throw out a window and never see again. Set it aside. Just walk in there on your buy day and just look around and just, and again, if these are the prices, you buy 100. Like say I'm saying I'm doing $100 a month. That's what I can set aside. So I walk in today. I have my $100. I'm going to buy an Aaron Rodgers common. I'm going to buy a McCaffrey. I'll buy, a Burrow and an Allen and a Lamb, and that's it. That's my $100. I don't even know if that adds up right, but let's just say it did.
Sure.
Like there's my $100, and then I put them in my collection, and then I come back next month. I got my $100, and then the prices may be up, they may be down, but it's like that's the best way to do it, because just that way you're gonna have something you buy too high, but you're gonna buy something at the very bottom. You are guaranteed to buy at the very bottom because you're doing it on a regular interval basis. So
correct.
It's
no arguments with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is going to wrap up the latest installment of All Day Unpacked. So, What is this, episode 29?
I don't even know. I've lost count, but we're getting up there.
I think it's 29.
Yeah.
We're turning 30 next time.
Oh, man. All right.
So, all right. Well, we'll jump out of here and let you get to your day. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe, join us on Twitter. And also, we're on Spotify now. Yeah. So we need some traction on Spotify. So if you got a Spotify account, at least try to check us out. Try to, I don't know if you
play us in the background and walk away. We don't care. We'll be all right.
We'll take whatever you can give us.
Yeah.
But we need some traction on Spotify if you're down for it. If you're not, well, then we can't do much about it. So anyway, we appreciate the support. Anybody who watches, again, if you made it this far, you 3 people, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Must be a long day at work today.
Exactly.
All right. We're out of here.
Peace.